We are in the shop. We're going to go through some of the steps, the processes involved with making a violin. And here Dad is with a chunk of wood he's brought in out of the woods, so I want him to tell us how we determine what kind of tree to pick out.
Well, the first thing you do is go find a maple tree standing in the woods. You take a hatchet, cut a little slab off, maybe as big as your hand, to see where there's curly in it. See the curls? If it's curly,
yeah,
you cut that tree. And you bring it home and split it up into chunks like this. And let it age for, in this case, 24 years. And then you cut off a piece about so long, the length of the violin top.
You keep it in that condition there for 24 years, huh?
Yeah.
In the attic or something?
In this case.
Yeah.
This is 24 or 25 years.
Yeah. You store that in the attic?
Yeah. And you cut off a chunk of violin length. Then you split it up into quarters like this. Mark it out on there and rough saw it out. First, you rip it right down the center here.
Yeah.
And when you rip it right down the center, you open it up and glue these edges together.
All right, now that's for the...
That's for the back.
For the backs.
Yeah.
That curly maple back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
the same thing happens with the front. You find well, in my case, I usually have to buy the spruce because there's none growing local.
But you use the Sitka spruce for the fronts.
A Sitka spruce or Engelmann spruce.
Uh-huh.
And here's one where it's ripped open, you see. Oh, just enough. That keeps the two halves together so you don't get them mixed up. Get one side, one kind of wood, and one.
Right.
When you get ready, just pull it apart and then glue these two together. And then put your line on there, saw it out. And that takes you over to the copy machine over there.
Right. Okay. While you're there, won't you show us some of the necks?
All right. Now this is a neck block, we call it.
Yeah. And that comes out of the same type of curly maple.
Yeah, out of the same tree. Then you lay it out like that. Rough saw it out on this outside perimeter all around. Get that effect.
You bandsaw it to that shape then?
Yeah, you bandsaw it to this shape and sand it.
Yeah.
Especially on the curves. Then you lay it out.
Right.
Put your lines on it like that. And you saw that out. Like right here. Right in here. And then you take another saw, hand saw, and saw this out. And this. And when you get to that point, you start working on it with a knife.
Yeah.
Or a scraper.
Well, show me one now you've whittled on with a knife.
Now here's one.
Get the final shape.
Now you can see what the ultimate project is.
Yeah, hold it still and turn it over real slow there. Let's see. Yeah.
Now you want to drill these holes in there while it's in this shape. After you get it laid out on there. After you lay it out, you drill the holes while it's square so that the holes will be square through. Otherwise, you might get your pegs sitting like that.
Right. You put the peg holes in before you start whittling on it.
Right. Now, when you get down to, see, you rip this one open in the middle here. You turn them two halves together like that and glue them together.
Right.
And then saw it out. You get this.
Get it that shape.
That project.
And then you put it on the duplicating machine.
Yeah, you take it over there and put it on the duplicating machine.
All right. All right. They come out of the duplicating machine.
Here's your template. This fastens down there. That's the one you're copying. You lay this one in there and button it down. Like so. All around. Then, this
stylus, you load that down on the finished one.
That stylus goes down on the finished one. And you get at this. Back and forth, back and forth. And this stylus follows this contour every way. You go back, you go around, you go across, you go anywhere.
And that roughs it out.
That roughs it out.
Right.
Now,
And you do the front the same way. Rough out the front.
Yeah, only you use a different template.
Use a different template.
Use the arching in the back and the front is slightly different, so you use a different template for this.
And a different type wood.
Yeah, a different type wood. You use the spruce for the front and the maple for the back.
Right.
You can carve a certain amount on the inside as well as on the outside. You just turn the template over.
And then do you draw your stations on that?
Huh?
Then do you draw stations on that to
When you start
do the final hand work?
When you start your final carving, you draw a template, 5 templates across the face, like that, and 1 lengthways. And you start carving, you put a soft lead pencil on your template and rub it on there. Wherever it leaves a black mark, that's where you take it off. In either case, whichever way you work it. Wherever it leaves a black mark, you take it off. Then when you go inside, you practically finish this outside. To this stage. See, that's finished there.
Right.
When you go inside then, you use a caliper.
Hey, what are we doing here now? Getting ready to finish a back?
This piece is in through the duplicator. You button it down, like so.
Yeah.
You put this template on there, right in the center. You got
That
marks on there.
gives you a line to whittle to.
See the black spots? That's where you start. You start taking the black spots off.
Yeah.
Until this thing lays perfectly on the wood all the way from one end to end.
You got templates for each station on the...
Yeah, you got 5 different stations.
5 different stations.
You got one right there, that's number 5. That one goes right so it's marked on the jig here to hold it.
Yeah.
And you go across so. And you go to number 4. That one comes right there. Do the same thing on that one. And you go to 3. Right there. Do the same thing there. 3, 2. Go to 2. Right there. Do the same thing. And you go to 3 or 5. 1. What am I thinking about?
All right, then after you get all those lines on it, you use these gouges. Is that what you call these hand tools?
Yeah.
Set that box up on the bench there. That's all right. I can see them all right.
Where that?
Which one you pick out.